How was it showing up?
It was iffy. It was like my third try.
Yeah, so it took a while to walk through the door.
Yeah, I think it's more of that ego, you know, accepting help, learning how to be, you know, the proper father. No one really wants to sit there and admit it, that they need help, you know. But yeah, I'm glad I came today. Today was my first group, and I liked it. I'm gonna be back. And, you know, we had talked earlier about, you know, the ways people are brought up and they're not really taught the right things, you know. Like I was saying earlier, someone asked me, how did I learn how to be a father? Well, just doing the exact opposite of what I was brought up, you know, and it really doesn't get too far, you know, so I'm really looking forward to this group.
My younger brother and I, when we were younger, we used to talk about when we had children, you know, we were dads, that we didn't want to be like our dad was. We wanted to be better fathers. And both of us have gone and done that. In doing this work, I realized that I think what I'm doing is I'm helping families to become the family I wanted. You know, I'm helping men to become the father that I wanted in my own lifetime. This was the old model of fathering. The fathers sought have power over their children and families. And the question they asked was, how can I control them, right? And in this model, fathers had dominance, right? And he always had the last word. So if father wins, someone has to lose, right? And that produces fear. How many guys are afraid of their father? Raise your hand. My name is John O'Neill. I'm director of the Nurturing Fathers program at the Family Nurturing Center of Massachusetts. We're located in Dorchester, Mass. I've been here now a little over 6 years, almost 7 years. And I began working with fathers actually back in 1999. And the question we ask is not how can I control them, but how can I help them? Help them to do what? Help them to become healthy, whole, and complete. Help them to grow in their way. I see these groups as a place where men can reassess their roles as men and fathers, you know, and kind of sound off each other, you know, to find their way. And for many guys, it's the first time that they've ever come into any place, any circle, and talked about fathering. You know, when guys get together, what do we talk about? Women, sports, you know, who can do what the most. You know, guys always measure. Rarely do we come together as guys to just talk about fathering, you know, and our children.
I like this class, man. Like, today, before I come over here, I told somebody, she's like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to my parenting class. And she was laughing. I'm like, she's more happy than me. I'm like, what's going on with you? She's like, oh, I never did that in my life. I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing it, you know what I'm saying? Now I know how to talk to my son, how to, you know what I'm saying, disrespect him and all, and stuff like that. So that made me a better father. That's what I'm here for.
One of the biggest things that I could probably say that I learned here was patience. And, you know, I've been going through fighting for visitation for my daughter now for almost 9 months. And it takes patience. It does. And just over this past 10 weeks, I'm actually on a verbal communication with my kid's mother, where we don't argue. We agree now on a couple things, which is huge.
I know we talked about that.
You know what I mean? I got court coming up March 7th, and she's agreeing with me on a visitation schedule.
Wow.
Everybody in here got something. Some people's is worse, some people's is less worse, whatever. So I think that's helped me to see just the able to relate to everybody going through with, whether it's the course or DCF and all that. So that's helped me out a lot, and it's helped me to really pay attention more as a father to how I father my son, not just act and respond if he's bad. Oh, come here, you know, it's like I remember John said, don't hit him. So I try to talk to him, you know, but yeah, it's helped me out. It's helped me to be more serious. I was already serious, but you know, it's helped me to be more serious in raising my child and wanting to give him a good life and be a good father.
In the course of these 13 weeks that we're together, you will see a guy have that moment, you know, that aha moment where he gets it. Oh, I get it. And then he'll spit it back to you, you know, and you know he got it. For me, that's a thing of beauty.
I was at DHS, and they were walking by with my son, and I was in one of the little rooms, and I was screaming, flipping out, and I just couldn't understand what they were doing, how they were taking my son from me. And the whole time I'm screaming and hollering, they ended up walking by with my son. Well, after I calmed down a little bit, they told me I could see my son. So I went into this other room, calmed down for a little bit, and they brought him in, and the first words were out of his mouth was, "You scared me, Dad." And that really, really hit home. And like a couple hours later is when someone suggested Strong Fathers Group to me. So I had a couple hours with my son, and I'm just trying to tell him that he don't ever have to be afraid of me. But the whole time, it really felt like a lie because I didn't have anything under control. It really felt like I had to change something in my life, the way I was. And if you were to ask anybody, they would just say I was a great father. But behind closed doors, was I really meeting my child's needs? And every time me and her fought, he would run. And I figured he was just running because it was loud and stuff, but really it was, I scared him. And that wasn't, for me, it didn't sit well when I realized and I had to face, you know what I mean, what I did. I think I'm becoming, each group, I think I get closer and closer to being, you know, you see the coffee mug, best dad ever, or greatest pops, or, you know, I want one of those, but I don't want one given to me. I want to earn it. That's why I come here.